let you get away with this!
Just in case you guys are worried, Richard's all right. He's probably chilling in the green room by now. That was all make pretend. Thank you for joining me in this childhood fantasy bar. I am no superhero, but even if I were the most powerful being in the entire universe, I would still rely on the most badass mom anyone could ever wish for. So this is her first time at a supernatural convention, and this is her first panel, and I'm honored to share the stage with her. Everyone, please put your hands together for Mama Tran. Tran. We watch shows while we study, that sort of thing.
What are you doing?
Hi, Lauren. It's so nice to see you again.
So are you like, who are you? Are you Bam Bam from Flintstone?
No, I'm Goku from Dragon Ball Z. See, I had the video just, I'm like, I don't know if everyone's gonna know Dragon Ball. The Kamehameha thing, it's like the Hadouken, you know, the...
How are you supposed to make a living? Like, honestly, if you weren't dead already, I'd kill you.
That was really good. I'm surprised Mark hasn't said that to me. That's yeah. It's Futurama, you know, it's still cartoons. I thought it would be similar. Anyways, Dragon Ball. Goku, Son Goku, Dragon Ball Z. This is like the show that I kind of grew up on. You know, I always, you know, every time we drive on
Are your eyebrows gonna stay like that?
Yes. Yeah, every time I drive under the bridge, I'd hold my breath, and at the very end, you know, I'll be like, I get a wish. I wish to be Goku. And it never happened until today, so. Alright, shall we get to some questions? Hello. Is that Rachel?
Hi. Hey, how you doing, Osric? How you doing?
Hey.
Hi, Lauren. It's nice to finally meet you.
There you are.
I'm in Guam. I'm sorry. My question's actually for Osric. I'm sorry. Why did you break Jared?
Okay, so at these conventions, there's always a green room. In Italy, it's like a really tiny one, and you have like 10 dudes hanging out in a room. What are you gonna do? You're gonna wrestle. Honestly, we're standing there. Some people are drinking, other people are just like reading some fan mail, and you know, the rest of us are just like hanging around, a little bit bored, and you're just like, hey, wanna wrestle? I'm like, okay. We just started, then we just went at it. That's the best explanation I get.
I can't believe I at one time said I wanted my own sons to be like you. You're like a nickel.
If you ever go, we'll probably wrestle. You can wrestle Jared.
I
He's
can't.
only got one arm though, so it's
That's right.
even up the odds a little bit.
I'm tougher than I look, even though I'm 5 feet.
Yeah, I mean, it was really hard to kind of watch Jared go through that when I found out that he had to shoot a couple episodes in a sling that just it really sucked in. But Jared has been really gracious and he's really tried his best to keep things from me and just make me feel at ease. Hey, these things happen. I dislocated Nisha's elbow, you know. I gave Jepsen this weird thing on his face, you know. Apparently this is a regular thing, so I really have to thank Jared. He's been so gracious about being these things happen.
Yeah, but you're next. It might be me.
I know. I'd have earned it. So yeah, it's a cycle of injuries. This cast is kind of injury prone, and we should probably stop wrestling. Thank you. You're welcome. Hey.
Hi. I hardly see you. Sorry to Mama Tran again. My question is for Osric. I'm sorry.
Yes, I expect an apology every time.
Okay, but
I also broke my. Yeah,
first
thank
off, it's nice to see you after tweeting you about what you look for all the time. And my question is actually related to that because you were in the Halo 4 Forward Onto Dawn movie.
Yes.
And I actually recognized you from there first before I knew he was Kevin. But I'd actually like to know how you saw the differences in say special effects and the cast, and if the interactions were very different and between filming and whatnot. And,
You mean between Halo and Supernatural?
yeah, between Halo and Supernatural, the differences in the filming and the special effects and the cast interactions.
Okay, so for Halo, I mean, Halo was, technically it was a web series, but it was essentially a feature film.
My
And
favorite one.
the process of filming a feature and a TV show is very different. One thing that they both had similar were that they were both really secretive. So Supernatural has been very secretive. I think they've had a couple of fans infiltrate the set, so which is kind of cool to hear. But then they're like, okay, we're on high alert now. We can't let this happen. And for Halo, I mean, they tried their best to keep it secret. I didn't even know it was Halo until I put on the armor and I saw a warthog driving around. And even then, I was like, that looks like a warthog. Okay, guys, be original. But it turned out to be Halo. So that's very similar. In terms of the cast, Supernatural, it's a show, I came on season 7. That's 7 years of this group of people. Most of them have started in season 1 and, they've been working together all this time. And for Halo, we're all fresh-ish or whatever. And we're just coming together and we just really bonded together as a group. So, it's a little bit different as an experience. Also, the physical training that we went through, a lot of people ended up puking, doing the obstacle courses and stuff, and you kind of bond over traumatic experiences like that.
I saw that in the behind the scenes.
It's true. In Harry Potter, they said it really, in Chamber of Secrets, we bond over these experiences, and it's very true. So, I definitely have a close bond with the Halo people, but, with Supernatural guys, it's just different. I think on a regular TV show, it wouldn't be this way, but, after all these conventions, all these episodes, even the guys I've never worked with, a lot of them, they feel like family, and it's this weird thing. And I know, it's cool, and I'm so happy to, to bring some of that with me, with Lauren here now.
For the record, I'm glad you're not dead since you died in both of those.
Thank you.
Hi. Sorry, but this is for Osric. But Oz, I know that you grew up in Vancouver, Canada, and I was wondering what your feelings about maple syrup were, and if they've changed in the past couple weeks.
Have you had maple syrup before? Yeah.
Is it famous for it?
Canada. Maple syrup is a Canadian thing.
That's right.
Yeah, would you like some?
That's right.
I mean, it's always, I always have a stash of it. I love maple syrup. You know, it's the syrup you get at a regular pancake house in America is not maple syrup usually. I mean, it's not something I have all the time. I always have like some honey wherever I'm at. Maple syrup is like a Canadian treat. Maple syrup and smoked salmon. Those are the two things that I kind of like. It's the thing we have here. So anytime I travel anywhere and I need to bring people anything Canadian, it's maple syrup and smoked salmon. So I definitely love it. Smoked salmon was the first type of fish I ever liked, and then it opened the world to fish up to me. But before that, fish was something I never ate. So
I was just wondering, like, in the past couple of weeks, I know that you've had a new experience with maple syrup as a giant hug, and I wonder if that changed your thoughts about it.
It taught me a valuable lesson that whipped cream is a better choice because it washes off easier. So if any of you did that, it was very considerate to use whipped cream because you could just wipe it off. The maple syrup kind of stain and it's sticky and it smells and I mean it smells good.
You didn't smell bad.
It smelled good, but you'd walk into a room and it's like, you smell like syrup? I went to 2 different places and I had that comment. I mean, I don't think it's a perfume option for a reason. Like, you don't want to meet someone and them to be like, I'm salivating right now, thank you. It's not a thing that you want, but thank you for whipped cream. Whipped cream is great.
Yeah.
So creamy.
What are you doing in your big hug? I totally missed that chapter. I fucking thing with syrup, which is really just one word, and it's issues.
Yeah, it's the dish with, remember the paper head, thing I was telling you about? Yeah. It's the same thing, it's Misha. Hey.
Hi, I've got a couple questions. My first one's for Lauren. And it has to do with every time you're on screen, and I'm not saying this in a bad way, but the other actors tend to be kind of overwhelmed by Jensen and Jared. They kind of fade into the background. But you dominated every scene. And so, since I know there are aspiring actresses, not me, in the audience, could you give your hints for how you handle that so that when you were on screen, Mama Tran owned it?
Well, first of all, thank you for that. What a compliment. And the writers just wrote my character as a badass, and I just personally don't happen to be that intimidated with astounding beauty. It's nice and all, but it's not going to get you anywhere really. No. No, I'm teasing about that because actually, in between takes, I have to admit that sometimes I find myself just staring at them. And my head would just kind of like it's just like a default, where my head would just land on them again, and my head and I'm happily married, but I think if they hadn't written my character so strong like that, I might have caved a little.
Thank you so much, because a lot of times too, with them being so tall, that height difference, I think, works against a lot of the actors.
Well, my husband is 6'5". I'm used to this position. And I'm 5 feet, and we look really stupid together. We didn't almost date because of that, but he was like, well, when we get horizontal, it's not going to be
Oh, the Cure Project. It was a fan-made film that I did with the group in Montreal. They were doing it already online, and I just liked what they were doing, and I sent them an email like, hey, I like what you're doing. If there's anything I can do to help out, just let me know. And their Canada just dropped out like that same week, and they're like, you'd be perfect for the guy. It's like, we don't have a budget. Like, don't worry, I'll fly myself down. And I went in, and I had like no plans. I didn't know who I was meeting or if someone's gonna get me at the airport, and where I was gonna stay. But it was such a weird risk, but it paid off. Director came to get me. I stayed at his place, and it was just like this week in Montreal for the winter. It was awesome. I don't know what, like Warner Brothers, I think, has the rights to it, but they've had it for 10 years, and they've been trying to develop it for a very long time, and it hasn't, it's been stalled for a while. And just a note on Lauren, like, Lauren being on set, she just fit right in. Like, she's so talkative and loud. And like, it's funny because Jared will be like, sometimes he'll just be like, what's making that noise? It's really funny. It was so sincere, too. I'm like, really, Jared? Oh, is it? It was good.
Speaking of short, I have to tell you this thing that happened to me like a couple weeks ago. I think I tweeted it too. And I was in LA and I parked at a meter, and I'm not kidding, the meter was this tall. and the screen was here, so I was like on my toes, and I could not see if I had any money in there or not. And so I wrote to the LA Department of Traffic. And I did. I sent them that photo and I said, dude! I said, if I were 2 inches shorter, I would be considered a little person. But because I'm not, fix this meter. And they wrote me right back. They wrote me back within 15 minutes. And they apologized and they said they were going to go right out there and lower it.